Welcome your earholes back to Joffery. This is a new episode in our series Redstone on Bedrock. Today we're going to be taking a look at a Zero Tick Kelp Farm. At this current moment in time, in the current version of Minecraft Bedrock, which I believe is 119 or 120, Zero Tick farms are only possible with kelp. Fortunately, this is very loud. I'm going to move away a little bit here. So this Zero Tick farm produces 10 kelp every half second, but you can also make a smaller one like this, and this smaller one I'm going to be showing you how to make today, and not the bigger one, but they're the same principle. You just stack the kelp. In this particular farm, I have the kelp running down up an item elevator and then running into hoppers up here, and I have those hoppers making bone meal, and as you can see, I've been running it for a little bit, so got a half chest full of bone meal. I'm not going to be showing you how to make that particularly today. I'm going to just use the simple kelp farm today, but it has the potential to grow any crops that are available to you in Bedrock that can be grown from bone meal. So sugarcane, I believe, possibly cactus, but I'm not sure if it is grown with sugarcane or grown with bone meal. And you also obviously all your regular crops. So it can be a great way to set up an infinite machine of sorts for bamboo or for sugarcane in your world at the start. And it's pretty cheap. It's not too expensive to make. So it's relatively easy to get in the early game. I'm just going to pick some of these blocks here so that I don't have to come back for them. Okay, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to demonstrate how this thing works. So the core of this redstone machine is a clock, and the basic clock that we use looks something like this. I need redstone dust. So this is the basic clock, and this will just pulse infinitely. Let's see, do we have a lever here? Pop a lever down, and that allows us to control it on and off. Now, the thing about this clock is it doesn't pulse fast enough to zero tick. So what we're going to do is we actually extend the clock ourselves. Let me show you this. So we'll build the basics here, 4 blocks, and then you want to have this gap because it updates the sand. I'll show you in a second anyway. And 2 blocks here, and then we want to put our sticky pistons. So we then wire them up. Now if we turn the clock on, you'll see it go backwards and forwards, which is very loud, so I'm going to turn it off. And so the last bit of this is actually a torch and a block, and this allows it to update faster in a weird way. Not even sure why this is a thing, but this is how it works. So the next thing we need is some sand. You're going to place 2 pieces of sand here and 2 pieces of sand there. Now, if I turn it on, you'll see that the sand sort of falls through, but not really. This is what causes the zero ticking. It's strange, very strange. It's that exact timing. So then when you've got this part of the farm built, you want to do that. So now this sand here at the very top is going to be the sand that you're going to grow the kelp on. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to build this up 3 blocks. And we, 1 block up, we are going to place just regular pistons. Like so. And then we cover those up. And then at the very top, you need some sort of slab. And this can be any slab, I believe. And then you'll want to put in some trapdoors so that you can have easy access to the farm. Now, the thing about this farm is, if it is built over multiple chunks, when you load and unload the farm, sometimes the sand can break, and sometimes you can end up with duplicate sand in here. You need to remove that, but resetting the farm is relatively easy, and shouldn't be that difficult. But you'll understand it whenever you see it yourself. The other thing is I recommend is probably turning the farm off if you're going to unload the area. That stops any issues with the sand breaking, and occasionally the kelp will pop off. Just need to replant it. It's fairly straightforward. We're also going to bring this out 1 more here. And then we are going to bring this out, and we're going to pop 2 chests down like here. And here. Then we're going to break those 2 blocks. And we are going to pop down hoppers. Now, I'm not going to extend the chest storage, but you can extend it in any way that you want. After we have got this far, the next step is signs. And the reason why we use signs here is because sugarcane has a kelp has a property where that if it grows into a running water source, it sort of changes it into a source block, and this can mess up the farm if you don't have, if you don't have signs here. Stops the water from flowing and sort of messing up the machine. Last thing we're going to need is panes, glass panes of any type. I'm just going to use the clear one myself. So pop this down like that. And that's the machine built in a nutshell. What we're going to do is going to waterlog these 2 slabs. So it starts flowing like that. And then we're going to finish the rest of the redstone for the 2 pistons up top. Now, you want the pistons to alternate. So when the bottom pistons are growing, you don't want to be the top pistons on top, because that will stop the growth. So if you follow this, so then we got the torch here into this torch. And then we're going to put a torch up here. Another block, then a torch, right? And then we'll do this, this, and this. Sorry, that. And we'll pop redstone down like that. So now these will alternate. So when the bottom one's on, the top one will be off. And when the bottom one's off, the top one will be on, which is exactly what you want. And that is the basics of the Zero Tick farm. All you need to do is get yourself some kelp. Fire this into the farm. Like that. And hit the on button. And this will sit and produce kelp endlessly. So that is the Zero Tick Kelp Farm. As far as I'm aware, it still works. I'm currently using it in my survival series, my Realm survival series this season. So it is working. As to when they patched this, I don't know. They did patch the Zero Tick sugarcane farm, and I also believe they patched other farms zero ticking. So This may receive a patch soon, but as for the current moment, it works. And of course, if it works, then we're going to use it and abuse it. But yeah, that's your zero ticking kelp farm. I hope you did enjoy this tutorial. If you did, smacking that like button and possibly even subscribing would be super helpful, and I would appreciate it lots. But otherwise than that, that's all I have for you today. Joffery out.